Hey guys, Gary from DIY Electronics. Today what I got for you is the PTEG, the infamous PTEG. What PTEG means is it's got just the Motorola factory software on it, or firmware if you want to call it that. What happens is when a customer turns in their phone, these phones are sent back to the factory, and Motorola will wipe out the firmware on here, put their own firmware on for testing purposes, just to test the system, make sure that the speaker works, the vibration works, the microphone works, the camera works, they make sure the Wi-Fi works, all kinds of different tests on there. But it actually has no operating system. There is Wi-Fi on it, but it doesn't do you any good. You can't do anything with it. You can't Wi-Fi or Bluetooth or anything like that, any other software over to it. It's just a factory testing firmware that Motorola puts on their phones. Now, I got these in under the impression when it was sold to me that these are for parts only, that they are not recoverable. I went and I searched through YouTube, and there's like 3 guys out there that can recover the software on these, put a new firmware on it, with a Google desktop and everything else. But my gosh, the hoops and everything else you got to jump through, and changing this file or that file, and go to the command prompt and then change this, and go to Notepad++ and redo this file and that file, and I'm like, are you kidding me? So I did some of my own investigation, and I found a firmware. All you do is double click on it, and it just sends it right to the phone, and you will get a nice desktop. And it has Google, has everything on there. Let's go back. I'm just downloading Ubuntu. I was using Snapdrop to transfer some files. It's got, of course, Play Store. Let's see. Let's go home here. It does have the phone. Huh? Wonder where Cindy come from. Wonder where that came from. I don't know. You go home. But anyways, that's one thing that I cannot guarantee is going to work on these phones with the firmware that I'm going to provide for you, is if the phone portion of it works, because I am not going to use these as a phone. I'm going to be using these to mine cryptocurrency. So I'm not going to go as far as activating these on a provider. So I don't want to be held responsible for my software that I'm going to share with you. Then you come back and say, hey, my SIM card doesn't work. That's not what I'm here for. I'm only doing this to get you a desktop so that you can go to Google, you can go to Play Store, you can probably go and watch Netflix and everything else on here. But I haven't gone into getting the phone operating. I don't even know if the SIM card will work or anything like that. I am just going to give you a Google desktop, and all it is it's really easy, guys. I mean, I'm going to tell you, it's so easy. So I'm going to slide this phone back out of the way, and how you do this is, and I'm going to have a link down below for the firmware for this, and you just follow along and you should have no problem. Alright, let's see. What we're going to do first is you got to power it down. Alright, power down. Alright, I'm going to let it set for a second, and then when I power back up, I'm going to hold, I can't quite see it, the volume button down and the power button. So volume down and power button at the same time. I'm going to do it right now. So power down, and alright, and then you get to this screen here. You don't have to do anything else. Just leave it right there on that start tab. And right here in the red it says AP Fast Boot Flash Mode Not Secure. Alright, that is fine. Just leave that alone. And then what you got to do is I'm grabbing. I plugged a UBS, UBS, yeah, UBS into my computer, and I'm going to take the other C from it, and I'm going to plug it into the phone. Alright, now my computer now sees the phone. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the firmware. And this is the firmware that I found, and I'm going to have a link for this down below. So when you get firmware, you click on firmware. Then right down here it says flash file, Windows batch file. Alright, double click on it. That's all you got to do, just double click. Alright, right now it is uploading to the phone. And you won't see anything happening to the phone until you get to the end of the software. You know, the end of this download. And then it says press any key to continue. And then you'll watch the phone, and the phone will reboot. And it'll come up and it'll say, I think it says hello or something like that. Like it's a brand new phone. So let's give this time to load. And yet, again, there's no indication that it's uploading anything here. The only thing it says it's in transfer mode, USB connected. Alright, and the battery's charging. What else we got on here? Tool mode, config, console. It gives you the serial number. I think that's the build number. Yeah, it's a XT1941-3, 64 gig. Baseband, blah 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 blah. So anyways, let's just let this thing run, and then right at the end it'll, I can't remember exactly what it says. I think it says press to continue, and once you hit continue, your phone reboots and it'll give you a welcome screen. This is a far cry easier than all of those other ones that I've seen on YouTube. I'm like, are you kidding me? One guy out there, you have to get Notepad++. You got to upload this, upload that. Okay, here we go right here. Please scroll up and check your flash for any errors. I'm not going to bother doing that. Press any key to continue. Now, once I hit the enter key, watch the phone. The phone will reboot. Alright. The phone is now rebooting. And it'll come up to, I think it says hello or something like that. It's like you booted up a Motorola G6 for the very first time. And no, I got this file from someone, and I'm not going to divulge where I got it from. It's just yours to use. Here we go. Yeah, the first boot up takes a little while. There's your Motorola. Pretty little Motorola startup. And it does, yeah, it takes a couple minutes for that firmware to get in there and get everything squared away. Not too long. There you go. It says hi there. And just like you're setting up a brand new phone. Alright, you just hit start. Connect to a mobile network. It says if you have SIM cards, insert them now. So I want to back up my verbation here a little bit. It is telling you you can put a SIM card in here, so I can almost guarantee you that yes, you can put your SIM card in here and it will work, and this is totally unlocked. Alright, now I don't have a SIM card or anything, so I'm going to go down here and just hit skip, and I'll connect to my Wi-Fi. Go right there. Let me get my stylus. It's a lot easier rather than fat fingering it. AWS at 600, and where the heck is it? And then hit OK. Obtaining. Just checking for updates. That's going to take a couple minutes. All right, guys, you don't have to see the rest of it. It's just your normal just, you know, startup. Like you just got your Motorola G6 out of the box. Get over there. Getting wintertime. See all my pellets? I'm getting ready. It's supposed to be a damp, cold one this year. Anyways, guys, thumbs up, thumbs down. Go PTEG. Love those phones. And yeah, I mean, give me some comments down below. I'm sure you other guys out there have seen those other PTEG guys out there just struggling and showing you how to put firmware on these phones. It's totally ridiculous. This one here, all you do is like a couple, 3 movements, no programming, no nothing, just a double click, 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 and download a firmware and you're done. Thumbs up, thumbs down, ring the bell, subscribe, and I got a lot more coming. And we'll go from there. I was going to add something else, but nah, not today. See you guys.